information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. Jonathan Dent filling in for Terry here on this Thursday, September 18th, 2025. So glad to be along with you. Hope you're having a good day wherever you might be. Terry is out for today, tomorrow, and Monday, but he'll be back with us on Tuesday. We'll keep things going in his absence. Got a market report coming up for you in just a little bit. But before we get to that, let's talk about our weather. Some cloudy skies expected later this afternoon. I know it might not look like it right now. I'm looking out the window and I don't see a single cloud in the sky, but they're coming, believe me. Perhaps even some thunderstorm activity, very scattered though this afternoon, nothing too major. The biggest thing in the next few days is a return to more normal temperatures. That's starting tomorrow, though. For today, we're still well above average. Yesterday, pretty well above average as well, peaking at 82 for a high in the afternoon. Last night, we dipped down to 58 degrees. Once we do cool down to some average-like temperatures, there will be a little bit more of there's a little bit more of a warm-up here today, I should say. Right now, out at the airport, 75 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Downtown Midlands at 77. Here at Radio Center, we're almost at that 80-degree mark. We're at 79 degrees right now. A west wind at 5 miles per hour. Not too much in the way of a breeze expected here over the next few days. Like I said, more clouds moving in this afternoon. That chance for some thunderstorm activity. What's driving this is we've had this high-pressure system that's very slowly been moving across from west to east. That's well to the north of us, but it is really driving a lot of our weather following this line across Canada. That's making its exit to the east here this afternoon into the evening hours, and we've got a little bit of a disturbance that follows it up. That's what's bringing these scattered storms here into the early evening. For today, a high of 84 degrees. Tonight, dropping down to 59 for a low. With that precipitation. Now, beginning tomorrow, we will start to feel the effects of another high-pressure system that slowly follows the same path as this last one over the next couple days. Our northwest winds from today will shift to be more northeasterly tomorrow, and as we get into the next few days, it'll be pretty consistent easterly winds, maybe some gusts reaching around 20 miles per hour, but it won't get super duper windy here over the next few days. Partly sunny skies tomorrow, a high of 71. That's about average for this time of year. Tomorrow night dips down to 52 for a low. Still a few clouds will be hanging around, and that trend kind of keeps up through Saturday, shaping up to be a very nice day, a high of 75 degrees, partly sunny skies. Now, some clouds come rolling in Saturday night. We get into the mid-50s for a low, which is closer to average as well. Sunday, the warm-up continues. 80 degrees for a high on Sunday, but by that time, when we get into the overnight hours, Sunday night and into Monday, that new high-pressure system that I had mentioned up to the north of us will be making its way out the same way today's is. So we will see over the weekend, as it sits over us over the weekend, it's kind of pushing some precipitation out to the west, keeping it over the Mindak region for a couple days, but come Sunday afternoon and into the evening, it'll be free to move in as that high pressure system moves out, and we start to get some shower chances, which turn to a likelihood of rain on Monday, and still some chances to see precipitation on Tuesday. Despite that precipitation, we will continue to have above normal temperatures both day and night. Sunday, as I mentioned, 80 degrees for a high, staying in the mid to upper 70s early next week during the day, and then low to mid 60s during those overnight hours. So that's what's coming up here in the next few days. For today, chance for some afternoon showers rolling in. We should start to see those clouds shortly. Very scattered, though, looking at about 30% coverage maximum. We will get more stabilized tomorrow and for the next couple of days into the weekend. And then, as I said, our next chance for some precipitation here early next week. The biggest thing is the temperature drop between today and tomorrow going from 84 degrees for a high to 71 for a high tomorrow. So maybe long sleeves. I don't know. 70s. You're still wearing the short sleeves, aren't you? Just maybe some jeans, not wearing the shorts. I don't know. Our long range outlook takes us through October 1st. Pretty much the same drum we've been banging for the last week or so. Above average on the temperatures, below average on the precipitation. So we will enjoy what we get here today and later in the day on Sunday as well. Our average high for this time of year is 73 degrees. Average low for a September 18th, 51 degrees. Tomorrow will be as close to average as we've gotten in the past few days anyway. Record high set in 1955 was 90 degrees on September the 18th. Our record low, 34. That was set in 1916 and then tied again in 1943. Sunsets this evening at 7:40, rises tomorrow morning at 7:21. The days are shortening. We can just hope that the fall weather will follow eventually. So that's what's coming up in terms of the weather. We'll have more on that weather forecast as we move on through the program today. Coming up, we've got a market report. It's Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons, then a little bit more from Doug Klein at Oppenheimer. All of that's ahead, but first, the weather report today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Hi, folks. This is Terry Henne. You know, if you've got an aging roof, don't even think about replacing it, at least not before you call my friend Ben at Roof Max. Now, Roof Max, it's a revolutionary treatment that restores flexibility and extends the life of your roof. And it saved me thousands of dollars and a big headache. You know, it's safe, it's quick, it comes with a 5-year transferable warranty, and you're working with some really reliable folks. I've seen it myself, and I trust it. Just like you maintain your equipment, your roof needs care too, and RoofMax delivers. Call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's 989-859-6751, or head on over to askbenhow.com. Schedule your free roof assessment just like I did. Remember, RoofMax, askbenhow.com, because a little care today can save you a whole lot more tomorrow.
For our market report today, we're going to head over to the Andersons. We say good morning to Melinda Sweeney. Melinda, I know last week you had some good news for us. I took a peek at the markets a little earlier this morning, and I'm not confident in a repeat performance. What do we got today?
No, corn is down 1, beans are down 5, and wheat's down 1. Really a lot of eyes on ethanol production that came out yesterday. The bears in the market were a little disappointed to see the lowest production in the last 4 months. But many bears think the USDA is already overly optimistic for the ethanol production for the 25-26 crop year. Another big thing that is up for debate on the supply side that continues, the bears are thinking USDA ultimately lands between a 185 and 186 bushels per acre on yield, where a lot of people do believe we should be back around the 180 level. Currently, I mean, we got to get into harvest to really see what this crop is going to do. Still believe it's a pretty average U.S. yield, and we'll end up closer to the 180 side of the spectrum, but we'll have to wait and see what we get through when harvest continues. There's still a technical gap in the D's 25 futures. For the futures marked between $4.31 a quarter to $4.32 We're going to see a lot of resistance on the upside of 430 to the 450 in the corn market. So still trying to shoot for that as a target and work your cash price with your basis off of that. On the bean side, beans are lower following yesterday's 6-cent loss with concerns over the Chinese trade deal. November beans are currently down 5 cents, and March is down 5 as well. October bean meal is also down, and so is bean oil. So a lot of eyes on the Chinese trade deal, as they say it will consume a lot of goods as well, and just not agricultural products. It will be U.S. products as a whole of American deliverables. And then still on the technical side, a lot of moving averages between the 1050 and 1060 futures mark is considered to be a good home for some really strong resistance to be able to push through that if we get some really nice big Chinese headlines. If the Chinese headlines are disappointing, the market will struggle to break through those areas. Wheat was trading a little bit higher this week, and we're down a little bit here today. The upward trend is following the contract lows from September 11th. Estimates for wheat exports are still looking to be range bound between the 300,000 and 650,000 tons, with an average guess of 442 tons for the export trade this week. And Federal Reserve cut its rate cut is expected in today's meeting. If they cut, that would provide pressure to the U.S. dollar, which has already been trending downward, which could provide a little bit of movement here for our wheat exports as well.
All right. Not huge moves here today, but it sounds like there's a lot to be aware of over the next few days. Right now on the board, what are you looking at?
Yeah, we have a lot to not only be aware of, we also have harvest really that will get started here in the next day to 9 days as well. So we definitely want everyone being safe out there for that. And nearby corn for new crop 2025 is at $3.60. April corn at $4.08. New crop of 26 corn of $4. New crop 25 soybeans are at $9.65. April soybeans at $10.37. New crop 26 soybeans at $10.06. New crop July red wheat at $5.01, and new crop July white wheat at $5.16.
All right. Melinda, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again next week.
Yeah, you guys have a great weekend.
All right. Melinda Sweeney with the Andersons. Thank you so much. Moving over now to Oppenheimer, we will say good morning to Doug Klein. The market report today brought to you by Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. If you ever wondered how the Farmall got its name, well, just a little bit of what the Case IH Farmall is capable of: cultivating, furrowing, baling, cutting hay. Hey, Melinda talked about how harvest is on its way. Case IH Farmalls can help you, and they range from 35 to 140 horsepower. Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth knows that getting the job done, whatever it is, starts with choosing the right Farmall, and that's why they carry a wide range of Case IH Compact Farmall Series tractors, so you'll find the right fit for your operation. From the value-packed Compact Farmall A Series to the Deluxe Compact Farmall C and C Series with cabs. Farmall does it all. Can-Do comes in red, and at Weiss Equipment, they know that. Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. Over to Oppenheimer we go. We say good morning to Doug Klein. Doug, what's the news?
Well, so all the markets hit new highs today, the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. It's really tech-related. NVIDIA is buying $5 billion worth of Intel. First, we had Trump speaking up when Intel was $20, and he says, U.S. government needs to own Intel, whatever. And so that pushed it to, $25. And then NVIDIA stepped in, and they said they're buying $5 billion worth, so now it's $32. So I don't know. It's good for the people that own Intel, but I'm thinking, I don't know if the U.S. government should own a private company. That usually doesn't work out well, but hey, it's just me thinking. So the dollar's higher today. That's got pretty much all the commodities lower today. No new highs there. Gold is backing off about 1.25%. No, that's kind of where it stands. So here's your numbers. December corn is 425.25, down 1.5. The March corn is 443.25, down 1.25. The November soybeans 1039 3/4, down 4. January soybeans 1059 1/4, down 3 3/4. The December wheat is 526 3/4, down 1.5, and March wheat 545, down 1 1/4. The crude oil 62.89, down 43 cents. Heating oil is 233.76, down a penny. Gasoline 195.15, down 1.7 cents, and natural gas 325.5, down 10.5 cents. Order currencies: Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.38 Canadian, even. That's up 27 ticks. The dollar buys 147.98 yen, up 101 ticks. The euro's at 117.75, down 37 ticks, and the dollar's at 97.38, up 52 ticks. Gold's at $36.43.50, down $44.50. Silver's at $41.58, down 21.5 cents. Platinum's $14.13.40, up $18.30, and copper's at $4.53 3/4, down 3.4 cents.
All right, Doug, thank you very much. You take care.
Good. Thanks. You too.
Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, purchasing local soybeans, processing the local beans, and marketing local Exceller meal, which is a high bypass soybean meal for your dairy herd. They've been doing that since 1991. Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today.
Hi, Steve Cook here from Cook Chevrolet in Vassar with a warning that may impact your next vehicle decision. For the last few months, Cook Chevrolet has been advertising fantastic Equinox payments starting as low as $164 a month, and that includes the all-electric Equinox. But the current $7,500 EV tax credit is scheduled to end at the end of September. Payments on the EV Equinox will rise dramatically starting October 1st. And also until the end of September, at Cook Chevrolet, you can still get the unbeatable $195 lease on a brand new 2025 Silverado pickup. Imagine that, a crew cab Chevy pickup, still under $200 a month. Get out to Cook Chevrolet M15 Top of the Hill in Vassar as soon as possible. Equinoxes, including the EV, one last month from $164. Silverado still only $195.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease. 10,000 miles per year, $2,000 cash down plus tax. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Farm Service brought to you today by the Emil Rummel Insurance Agency. You know, they understand the risks that you face as a Michigan farm and an agribusiness owner. They also know that each farm's needs vary like the crops in the field. They know you're more than a number. At the Rummel Agency, they know you have a family, goals, dreams for the future, and that these things are really important to you. That's why they want to get to know you one-on-one so they can help get the right farm insurance protection for you and your family. The Rummel Insurance Agency, you're no stranger to the risk involved when it comes to a big or a small farm and your income. Visit them today in Frankenmuth, Saginaw, and Carroll. The Rummel Insurance Agency.
We heard a little bit earlier on during the market report about some of those things that are affecting corn prices between ethanol production and international trade deals. Michigan Ag Today has this report as well.
Well, even though USDA's latest crop forecast says we're going to have a record corn harvest of almost 17 billion bushels this year, there's a reason why corn prices here lately have been on the rise. Seth Meyer, chief economist with USDA, says there are a couple of reasons why corn futures have been climbing higher here recently.
They're pushing a lot of that extra corn into ethanol production. We had a record corn export program last year, and we actually reduced carryout stocks this month for the coming crop year or the current crop year because we raised exports.
The U.S. Energy Department says ethanol exports were up 36% by the first week of September, having earlier crossed the 1 billion gallon threshold. Troy Bradenkamp, Vice President of Government and Public Affairs with the Renewable Fuels Association, says it's important to continue to push your lawmakers to approve the year-round sales of E15 across the U.S. in order to give a further boost to corn and ethanol demand.
You're going to add at least 6 billion gallons of new ethanol demand to the American fuel market. That certainly helps soak up a lot of this carryover and this massive crop that'll be coming in this fall.
Braden Camp says 6 billion more gallons of ethanol would soak up 2 billion more bushels of corn.
Once again, that's Michigan Ag Today. From corn to beans, we head on over to Joe Kramer now with the Michigan Bean Commission. Joe, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what are we looking at nowadays when it comes to beans? Are things drying down? Are we in harvest? What's going on?
Yeah, we're into harvest. It's been slow so far. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think we're about 15% done, just to be clear. Moistures are low. We could sure use some rain. Other than that, quality is pretty decent. I think the weather forecast is so friendly that guys are just kind of taking their time, making sure desiccation is working to the full extent that's possible, and just going to continue to chip away at it. Our friends in the Mindeck region had a little bit of a weather delay. I think they had a little rain in Nebraska as well, so haven't heard a lot of reports out of there. In Michigan, I think generally speaking, guys are a little disappointed so far with their yield, coming in at under sort of state averages in many, many cases. So I've heard a range of 11 bags on the low side to 33 bags on the high side, but a lot of 19, 20, 21, maybe 22 bag reports. So prices haven't done much yet. I think we're going to have to get well past the 50% mark before we see the market react to much of anything, if there is a reaction. So.
All right. Well, we'll keep tabs. We'll keep checking in with you as harvest keeps moving. Joe,
take care.
You too. Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission. Going to head on over now to Jerry Samolsky with Bay Landscaping and Garden Center. It is Thursday, which means Plant of the Week. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, Plant of the Week this week is an ornamental tree called Seven Sunflower. And many of these plants, I tell you how many different varieties there are. Seven Sunflower, not so many. There's just a couple. But it's a great plant. I have a ton of them in my yard. They're blooming now, small white flowers in big clusters. And soon, after about 2 to 3 weeks of white flowers, the spent sepals, the leftover part of the flower, will turn a bright red and stay that way for about another month. So you get great fall color. And if you're that pollinator person, it may not be a native, but the bees don't know that, and your tree is alive with bees. And people go, well, I don't want bees in my yard. Well, they're so busy getting nectar and getting ready for the winter, they don't care about you. They're just working on those trees. It's about a 20 to 25 foot tall ornamental tree, exfoliating bark. And it's a special plant. I just can't say enough about it. Tolerant to a lot of different soil types, so easy to grow.
Hey, sounds good. I just pulled up some pictures because what you were describing sounds great. And I think it's worth pointing out it's S-O-N, not S-U-N when you're talking about Seven Sunflower. It's not the sun in the sky.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So hey, we're here till 5 o'clock weekdays and 2 o'clock on Saturdays. And matter of fact, we've got a sale going on right now, 25% off those beautiful plants.
Hey, good time to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, or 7.
Well, actually, I have 12. I've planted them in an alley at home, so keep counting, Jonathan. We can get more.
Keep going. All right, Jerry, thank you very much. You have a good one.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk to you next week. Jerry Samolsky with Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Take a quick break. When we come back, we'll check in on the New York markets with Teresa DeBow from Baird & Company.
Brought to you today by the folks at Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw, your complete parts and service headquarters for light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks and trailers, as well as buses and recreational vehicles. Quality parts and service at very competitive prices for well over 45 years. 800-358-4751 or buy online at truckspring.com. And don't forget, they're open Monday through Friday till 11 p.m.
For 100 years, Forward Energy has been more than just a home heat and fuel provider. We've been a part of your community, and you've been a part of our family through every storm, every season, and every moment. We've been right here, keeping you warm and safe. As your hometown energy provider, we deliver more than just propane. We deliver peace of mind with reliable service, quality you can count on, and a commitment to always being there when you need us most. Forward Energy, 100 years strong, fueled by family, powered by community.
Farm Service brought to you today by Freeland Bean and Grain. They're your Dairyland seed dealer, carrying a full line of corn and Enlist soybean seed, proven weed control, designed to get you a better harvest. Got good supply across all Dairyland varieties right now, so contact Justin Varner for more information. Dairyland Seed, they've got seed with your name on it from your friends at Freeland Bean and Grain since 1983. Where serving you is their business. Over to Baird & Company now. We say good morning to Teresa DeBow. Teresa, how are we doing today?
Good morning. Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently up 83 points at 46,100, 404 million shares traded. NASDAQ up 217 at 22,478, 781 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 460.30, up 964, Deere 474.81, up 569, CMS Energy 70.58, up 20, Dow 2409 down 45, DuPont 7750 up 72, Corteva 7050 down 14, General Motors 5887 up 14, Trinzio 256 up 11, Walmart 104.26 down a penny, Huntington Bank 1769 up 14, Independent Bank 3169 up 50, and AT&T at 2933 down 22 currently.
Good stuff. Thank you, Teresa. You have a good weekend.
You as well. Take care.
All right. Teresa DeBow with Baird & Company. Thank you very much. We will take a quick break, and we'll be back to wrap up after this.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor Parts. New parts for old tractors made easy. So simple. All you have to do is call 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. Remember, they share your enthusiasm for your antique machine, and they know that you want to keep it running. That's why they take their job personally at Steiner Tractor Parts, because they understand your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. Want to make that unit look really sharp this coming summer? Show it off a little bit at the shows? You can do that. Steiner Tractor. For more information, go to steinertractor.com. Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444. Farm Service is being brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They can help with lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Stop by and find out how they can be your hometown financial solution. Get more information by going to frankenmuthcu.org.
Quick look at the weather. Here, we're looking at a high of 84 for today. Some very scattered thunderstorms here this afternoon before we cool down tomorrow and things stabilize out for the rest of the week. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, but for now, we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coins in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by ZipRecruiter.
I'm Steve Kathan. As he wrapped up his state visit to the UK, President Trump took on an issue that's a major talking point back here at home, as we hear from CBS's Linda Kenyon.
President Trump was asked about free speech and ABC's suspension of the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist who was assassinated, connected with young American voters and was a personal friend of President Trump's on other issues, including ending Russia's war against Ukraine.
The one that I thought would be easiest would be because of my relationship with President Putin, but he's let me down.
The president also said he disagreed with Prime Minister Starmer on recognition of a Palestinian state.
Well, Trump also vowed to return the Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan back to U.S. hands.
We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back because they need things from us. We want that base back.
The U.S. gave up control in 2021 when the Taliban seized power. A judge is blocking the Trump administration from deporting Guatemalan migrant children who came to the U.S. alone back to their home country. And the administration's asking the Supreme Court for an emergency order to remove Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve Board. Now to southeastern Pennsylvania, where 2 law enforcement officers are hospitalized